Hello, fam. Welcome back to episode 7, week number 7 of the Marination Project. I'm your host, Osvaldo Meseta, and I'm so glad you can join me today. I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, so happy post Valentine's. Hope you had a good weekend. If you went out with your partner, hope it was like very intimate. If you were with yourself, hope you got to show yourself some love and some affection and all that jazz in between. Shout out. This week was about creating a sense of connection. And this is continuing a series of The Artist's Way. They broke this connection down to three facets, talking about listening, perfectionism, and jealousy. Even as I'm trying to make this, I realize how much I just want it to be perfect instead of it being free flowing. So I am going to stop. Right. So starting with listening, the first thing we dived into was about art is about tuning in. It's about dropping down into like a well and then bringing out the ideas. And I recall even in the same week, I was trying to make a mix earlier and I just was not feeling it. I was forcing it. I was doing it because I just had a good view and I was like, I want to make as much content as I can, or at least I'm in this space, knowing that like a week from now, I won't be in the same space. And when I started mixing, it just was not gelling. I tried and I was fighting, but it just was not it. And I had to deal with that fact and call it quits. It wasn't even about, oh, I want it to be perfect. You could tell this is uninspired art. This is something you're doing to tick a box because you feel like you have to. So I had to stop doing that. And there were a couple of lessons in that I gave myself the grace and leeway to be saying, no, leave it. You'll be fine. Like when the inspiration comes, it's gonna come. And surely enough, earlier today, I was listening to some old school songs. Well, they're not really old school, but they're old school now. I'll put some EDM jams from 2014, 2016. Given that outro, South Africa is just around the corner. There's excitement with Martin Garrix coming back. So I was like, oh, let's go down memory lane. And as I'm jamming, I'm like, you know what would be nice, Oz, is to make a Road to Ultra SA 10-year anniversary mix, you know? And I was like, actually, that is something that I definitely know I would be inspired to do. And the way I saw myself reaching for that idea was like in the moment, I just listened to my body. I listened to my response as I am immersing myself within the music and getting inspiration to act and create based off of that. So that definitely did help taking off the pressure in trying to reach for ideas and instead know that I just have to dig inside. Not even dig, because dig sounds like work. It's such an effortless phenomena where the ideas are already there. It's just me listening and giving myself the leeway to do that. And the difference with that versus me forcing my a mix was I I came with preconceived notion of I have to make a mix, not I'm inspired to make a mix. I don't know that was a big difference for me. And I wrote down in one of the paragraphs, are you really trusting God, the creator, for inspiration? And I left it. I'm finding it difficult. I'm finding that there's a sense of disconnect somewhere between me talking to God and receiving ideas from God. And I think it's more so now going into perfectionism and thinking that I gotta do it by myself and it has to be perfect, right? So it's been a prominent barrier in the recovery process. I'm just seeing it like they are definitely blockages. To be honest, when I started this book, I didn't start it thinking I do have barriers. But the more I've been diving into it, the more I actually see them. Because initially I was just like, no, I just want to boost my creativity. I already know I've got all the answers, but let's just dive in. And that's why I spent money on it. Because if I hadn't spent my own money on it, I think this book would have still been sitting there unread. And doing this podcast has also helped me kind of like keep track with doing some work. But yeah, today's episode is going to be fast and chilled. I The other thing I saw was how TikTok has helped me so much in allowing myself not to follow the path of perfectionism, allowing myself to be human. I think that's why it wins as a platform, because you can come on TikTok and just be yourself, and best believe you will find people that resonate with whatever expression of yourself you decide to show on the internet. And when I started making videos, I remember going through the most when it came to video editing, doing all these things that I thought would matter, like to make the video perfect, like overly color grading stuff, overly putting in effects. And I saw how much TikTok just requires simplicity. And that's not to say it doesn't offer us a chance to actually start making good quality content. It does, but it accepts your what level you are on and allows you to grow. So that's why I really like love that platform, and you can experiment as well. And if something like, I always see pressure on TikTok when creators are like, "Oh, you're stuck on these views. Do this, do that, do that, do this." I'm like, no, like just it's fine. Like if a video didn't work out, it didn't work out. That's okay. It's better if a video that's not um like the it video, not it going public. No, let me rephrase that. It's better when a video that sucks doesn't actually blow up, because that's good. That's healthy for you. At least you're not gonna have that fear of being perceived. Because I also remember the first time I like got a huge traffic towards my videos. I had so much fear. I put my phone down. I didn't want to look, because I'm just thinking, oh my God, now everyone is perceiving me, or now they're seeing me. And someone even asked me when I'm gonna do a live, and I responded, guys, I mean, it's still a fear I'm trying to overcome, because again, I just, if I'm gonna do a live, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be structured. So taking that idea of perfectionism away is also very liberating in the craft, because it allows room for errors, and errors are always nice in how they have a way of refining you. Like when you see it, you're like, oh, what? That's crazy. And you get to see your growth when you look back at your old work. Like I remember looking back at my older designs, like when I'm applying for jobs, you tend to go back and you see how much you will cringe at your own work and be like, that's crazy. But it's the same work that got you to where you are, because you chose to put it out. You chose to put yourself out there, which is always great. So there's a paragraph here I want to read under perfectionism, and it reads: the perfectionist is never satisfied. The perfectionist never says, this is pretty good. I think I'll just keep going. To the perfectionist, there's always room for improvement. The perfectionist calls this humility. In reality, it is egotism. It is pride that makes us want to write a perfect script, paint a perfect painting, perform a perfect audition monologue. Perfectionism is not a quest for the best. It is a pursuit of the worst in ourselves, the part that tells us that nothing we do will ever be good enough, that we should try again. No, we should not. We always do the best that we can by the light we have to see by. And I love that. It's like, meet yourself where you are and make sure you do your best with where you are currently. Don't like compare what someone else's aesthetic is and in and now you are beating yourself up because you can't achieve the same aesthetics. Like I look at even these videos, I wouldn't have started if I just stuck to my house doesn't have the aesthetic I require. Like I look at this aesthetics. This is what I want to have 24/7. And currently I don't have it. I actually do have access to it because I'm here right now, but it's not going to be consistent access to it. So perfectionism would have crippled me from starting this podcast and this journey. But instead, I'm just like embracing myself where I am and using the best. And I've found ways to make the videos even look better, you know, which is great. And she goes on to say, usually when we say we can't do something, what we mean is that we won't do something unless we can guarantee that we will do it perfectly. Yo, that was also a good kick in the face, you know? Um, and I think that's also why a part of me kind of like retired from the whole DJing journey because I'm going to get into jealousy right now. I, Martin Garrix and Kashmir are coming in May for Ultra SA. And it just reminded me of this love and hate relationship I've highlighted before with my Martin Garrix because I looked at him with both envy and excitement. Like envy in that I'm like, that's where I want to be. I want that. Like I want that for myself. I want to be big in terms of being a global icon, in terms of being a touring DJ, you know, and I resonated deeply with his energy. And I looked at that jealousy, scrutinized it, and I saw it's just there was this huge mirror reflection back to me to show me what my jealousy map looks like. And it was the frustration of, oh my God, I can't be like Martin Garrix. And that frustrated me. And I'm like, why is he deserving of what he's worked so hard for and positioned himself and pursued as a passion from a young age? I'm like, why would I be jealous of that? Am I willing to put in the work? And that taught me to stop being jealous of someone or something, especially if I'm not willing to put in the same amount of work that that person put in to achieve whatever it is I am being jealous over. And that was a game changer. That was a huge game changer. Like there are sometimes where I look at the dream, someone else's dream that they're living, and I start to feel jealous. And then I ask myself, but are you willing to study what they studied? Are you willing to put in the work and the hours? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, so what exactly are you jealous of? And sometimes you realize you just are jealous of the outside appearance of something. That's what you like want, but essentially you want nothing to do with it, you know. Um, and that's helped so much in that I'm just like owning my own path, knowing that the work that I'm putting in, right, and the output that comes from it is all dependent on me. Like I am orchestrating, writing my own destiny with the choices I'm making, and whatever I'm not changing, I'm choosing inherently. So that is what helped me stop being jealous of other people. And in doing this week's exercises, I also then asked myself, okay, but what exactly do you want in terms of creativity? Because I can see, like, I know I'm a passionate, like, definitely, no doubt. So asking myself this was like, okay, what is it that you want? And again, Martin Garrix and Kashmir coming with sort of like a reminder of what it is I've always been passionate about. With Kashmir, I remember watching his set live and I enjoyed storytelling. And even me, the ideas I've had, everything I jot down, I want to be, in fact, I am a creative director. I enjoy storytelling, storytelling in particular. And that is the medium in which I want to speak to people via, right? So as a DJ, even I've incorporated sets where I am telling a story. I really enjoy that. I love motion. I love video motion, coming up with ideas and concepts, especially like in marketing, right? I really enjoy that side of the world. And those are the things that I know are aligned with my path. So that's what's up for me. And my current passion is holistic wellness with particular focus to the masculine. So my path feels very clear and it's waiting for me to fully embrace it. And I'm excited. I've been taking baby steps as well, testing out the different waters because I know there's more I want to explore in terms of creativity. I did a video recently where I was saying that I am excited for my late 20s in that I'm going to explore everything. I'm going to be erratic in my exploration, deep on my toes in everything I can, say yes, continuing to say yes to different experiences and seeing where they eventually lead me. So it's been super fun. Like it's been exciting. I think my mom is here. So we are going to start the podcast very soon. Um, but yeah, that's what the jealousy was about. I can't I wanted to say I can't wait for my paths to align, but it already feels like it's aligned. It's just more now doing a bit more of effing around and finding more stuff out. And I also really love how well suiting the rich life looks on me. Uh, I am in this space. I've been seeing how I'm handling myself around different people where I own the space I'm in. I'm not feeling like I don't belong. I went into the gym this morning, like I walked in like it was my gym. I went to the pool area. Every time we're having dinners, I literally am owning who I am, regardless of how whatever energy comes at me. Like sometimes, the waiters seem like they're discriminating, like in the group I was in. But I am so unbothered by it. I just focus on the beauty of the experience that I am enjoying and curating for myself within. So I'm thanking them regardless. I can see they're not having a good day. And I understand that's on them. It's nothing to do with me. And I just continue on having a really amazing day in the process. So yeah, it's looking neat. Like the rich life is looking neat. The rich, abundant, wealthy life. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be neat. Thanks for watching and have a great one. I will see you soon. Cheers.